Long week, folks. Long week, folks. And here we are with Zio episode 44, Ryusoulger episode 18. So, yeah, to make up for lost time, let's just get into it. Alright, so from where we left off with Zio, well, yeah, we see that Schwartz has acquired the powers, stole the powers of Decade from Tsukasa, and has become another Decade. But before we get to that, there's still another writer to get to. Where, yeah, Schwartz for some reason finally decides to create another drive and has him go out on a rampage, apparently abducting people for some reason. No idea what Schwartz is up to at this point. I mean, he already has the powers of. He's already another Decade. Why would he need to go and unleash another drive just to? I don't know. Try and kill Sogo at this point. I don't know. But yeah, another drive, he has, well, basically all the same powers that, well, yeah, he has the powers, of both drive and the Roid Mutes. Well, technically drive could also use the heaviness just like the Roid Mutes could, but Shinosuke just chose not to use it because of the traumatic effects it would have on people thanks to the global freeze. But another drive, he has no such mental hangups, and he's using it, and yeah, it can actually counter Ura's time jacker abilities. And yeah, I'm guessing that's basically what he's doing to hunt down Ur and Ora and just get them out, just clear them from the board. Because yeah, if Sogo has already has Tsukiyomi, oh no wait, yeah, now that Schwartz stole Tsukiyomi's time jack, stole her real abilities back, stole her real abilities, and yeah, just tying up the loose ends. He does not want anybody who has even similar powers to himself running around. So, yeah, he sent out another drive to go on a rampage, but before the Zio trio could go and take care of him, they actually get a visitor from the future. Let's see, Minato, aka Kamen Rider Aqua, aka the future writer from 2050 that we saw in Kamen Rider movie War Megamax. Yeah, you know, the guy who got possessed by the 3 water core metals and became Kamen Rider Poseidon. Yeah, he's back, and apparently he's turned into a big old bucket of bullshit. Yeah, apparently now Minato shows up and says that Gates and Tsukiyomi have to go back to the future with him because them being in the past is altering the present. And you didn't think to come around and stop them like 44 episodes ago, dude? Oh, yeah, it gets even better. Apparently, he says that them being in the Gates Tsukiyomi and Waz being in the past, trying to prevent Sogo from becoming Omazio, is just as bad as Schwartz and his time jacker goons mucking around in the past, creating another riders and trying to change the future for their own ends. Okay, look, I get what he's trying to say, but yeah, just time should not be messed with, period. But, dude, a little too late for that. And you don't exactly get to go riding that little moral high horse when you just showed up when Sogo has been running around as Zio for almost a year now. And yeah, although he does change he seems to change his tune a little bit on that once he sees Grand Zio. And yeah, basically, but based on his reaction, apparently Omazio is basically just one evolutionary path that the Zio powers could have taken, and Grand Zio is a divergence of that. And yeah, he said, and yeah, later on in the episode, he says that, well, even though Gates and Tsukiyomi specifically, or I forget her real name, it's probably going to be irrelevant. Anyways, he says that them trying to help Sogo avoid the fate of becoming Omazio isn't the problem. It's apparently that that hers and Schwartz's presence is mucking around with the stability of the worlds. So yeah, we've officially abandoned Back to the Future, and we're now moving into Final Crisis territory. Oh god, yeah, no, this is starting to turn into Final Crisis. Not good, not good at all. So wait, does this mean that Sogo is going to destroy another Zio by singing at him or something like that? Great. Anyways, yeah, there's still, Schwartz is basically just putting the finishing touches on whatever his final plan is, and yeah, is trying, so basically to protect him and Ora from Schwartz and another drive, the two former time jackers have decided to go and ask Sogo for help. And yeah, normally be like, yeah, dude, after all the crap that you and Aura caused, now you're going to go and try and beg for forgiveness? Yeah, well, but Sogo does sort of take pity on them when, when Urin goes into his and Aura's backstory. That basically they just came from, from alternate timelines, and were basically picked up by Schwartz to go and help him with his with the whole Omazio crusade. Basically, the sales pitch was, yeah, you guys hate the future that you're in. Well, yeah, it's because of Omazio. Let's go back in time. I could give you powers to go and find somebody that can overthrow Omazio and create a better future for you guys. Although, again, how do those two not know that Schwartz was the one who gave them their powers, since we saw him infuse Kaito with the Time Jacker powers last time and took Aura's away. How did they not know that he was the one who gave them their powers? But yeah, anyways, Sogo earlier said that basically those two were like Gates and Tsukiyomi, come from crap futures, but unlike those two, they apparently because their timelines were so changed so drastically because of Omazio, they can never go back home. Basically, they're unstuck in time, and okay, not so much Final Crisis. It's kind of more like a mix between Final Crisis and Flashpoint. Yeah, they basically, Ur and Aura are basically unstuck in time, and they have nowhere else to go. So, basically, they kind of had no other choice but to go along with Schwartz. So, yeah. And Sogos does still take pity on them, and honestly tries to offer Ur a hand of friendship, and it looks like it's starting to go. And yeah, that's actually a decent step towards Sogo becoming someone completely different from Omazio. It's a lot easier to kill your enemies, but it takes someone with a lot, with actual moral strength and compassion. Basically, a man can kill. It takes a king to offer the hand of friendship to your enemy. Especially when it definitely shows more that Sogo's definitely becoming more like, actually a decent human being. Of course, hopefully he's going to make sure that those two still basically pay up for. Hopefully, he makes them own up to their crimes. By creating the another riders and stringing people along, and basically just helping Schwartz get to this point. Yeah, hopefully that there'll be something with those two trying to atone for what they did. But then again, considering this is a Shirakura production, they're just gonna sweep it under the rug because not ignoring all that moral guilt, all the horrible things he done makes it easy. And speaking of making it easy, with Grand Zio, they basically have no problems with dealing with another drive. Apparently, since Aura's lost her Time Jacker power, she thinks that the best solution is to go and track down another drive. And okay, we don't exactly know what she's doing, but with Ura's help, Sogo and Gates managed to defeat another drive, apparently. But it turns out that ZOMG, Aura is another drive. It's not her. I accidentally spoiled this for myself. So remember when I said that another drive had the same heaviness ability as the Roy Budes? He also has the Roy Bude shape-shifting capabilities. He just disguised himself as Aura in order to befuddle them, I guess, and throw them off the trail of what Aura's really up to. But before they can track down another drive, that's when Schwartz shows up, and he reveals his another where he transforms into another decade. And you can kind of see why they saved another decade for last. I mean, they throughout decade they've always been calling Tsukasa as the destroyer of worlds and the devil and whatnot. And another decade really, he literally does look like he came out of hell. He has horns and he just looks like pure evil. And to make matters worse, just like how Tsukasa is able to traverse the worlds, since another decade is alive, thanks to the creation of another decade, Schwartz can now access the another world. Basically a world that's maintained and created specifically by another decade for basically it's Schwartz's world, and we're stuck in it. And in this another world, he has the ability to summon Dark Riders, alternate reality versions of Dark Riders, to help him out, as demonstrated when he transported Zio and Gates there, and he summoned Kamen Riders G4, Ray, Fuma, and Dark Ghost to help him just go and curb stomp. I mean, yeah, another decade didn't even do anything. He just let his 4 Dark Riders just go and just wail on those two. Oof. And yeah, last we saw them, they just got blown to pieces by G-Force rocket launcher. So yeah, and anybody who's seen Kamen Rider Agito Project G4, yeah, they know how bad that thing is. So, and yeah, Schwartz is basically going to be, I mean, yeah, as if dealing with the Another Rise was bad enough, I'm betting that for the big finale, Schwartz is going to just summon every single Dark Rider to form a massive army to help him conquer the world. So it's a mixture of Flashpoint, Final Crisis, and Alex Luthor's last plan with Infinite Crisis. Oh dear. And yeah, don't exactly know what Minato's deal is. Oh yeah, and apparently, in addition to becoming a hypocritical asshat, he also has to go and sniff the underwear that Eiji gave him at the end of Megamax in order to transform into Aqua. You know, basically just give him a little moral pick me up. You know, it's like I have to look at these underwear that O's gave me to basically get my shit together. I mean, yeah, he's still able to transform into Aqua, and thankfully hasn't backslid on being Poseidon again. But again, he's lost a little bit of his argument when he waited this long to go and try and get those two back. Oh yeah, and speaking of Tsukasa, he is his usual useless, unhelpful self. Basically, just dropping basically just cryptic garbage to Tsukiyomi, basically saying, "You're the same as me. We're both the great destroyers of the worlds." Blah 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 blah. And then he just left her there while, you know, basically just following the words of Raiden, god of useless, and just, I don't know, went off to talk to the elder gods or something like that. I don't know. Again, Tsukasa, a useless asshat. And he says that even without the powers of Decade, he's still waiting to render judgment on this world, whether it deserves to live or not. Again, you don't have your Decade powers anymore. Schwartz stole them, and you gave the Decade Ride Watch to Sogo like forever ago. So what is he gonna do? I don't know what Tsukasa's up to, and quite frankly, I don't care. No one cares about him. Nobody. Yeah. So yeah, we have ourselves just hopefully 6 more episodes left to go, and once they deal with another drive and create the drive Ride Watch properly, maybe then the full powers of Grand Zio will unlock, and it'll be the divergent point between Grand Zio and Oma Zio. Oh yeah, and apparently next episode we get ourselves a return of a previous Kamen Rider that people actually like. But I'm saving that later. Saving that until next time. Anyways, Ryusoulger episode 18. It's basically another filler episode. Basically just causing some friction between Camilo and Bamba. The Minosaur this time is, well, it's another one that was born from an inanimate object, just like the Mimic Minosaur that was created from the diorama a couple of episodes back. Yeah, this Minosaur is actually a very nasty one and a pretty clever one that Wiseru cooked up. Yeah, this Minosaur was born from, well, what the subs call a wishing stone. You know, it's basically like a prayer stone that people go to offer their wishes and prayers to. And apparently, because it kept on listening to all their prayers, the stone, you know, basically following Shintoists, everything every inanimate object has a soul type of mumbo jumbo, that kind of thing that they're working with here. Basically, I kept on absorbing, hearing all these wishes and prayers, and it's just exhausted. And that was what the basis of this Minosaur. This Minosaur has the ability to absorb the thoughts and prayers and desires of people in order to make itself grow stronger. But they figured, hey, since this Minosaur is born from an inanimate object, we have no qualms about smashing it. And although, yeah, this wishing stone It's being cared for by a shrine priestess who happens to be Camilo's latest, potential bride. And when Bamba just sliced the prayer stone in half, that pissed Camilo right the ever loving hell off. And yeah, if it wasn't for Ko interfering to break up the fight, Camilo would have most likely killed Bamba. And yeah, you think that, hey, the source of the Minosaurus destroyed, episode over, right? Wrong. Yeah, see, you don't. Well, with a rock specifically, when you break it, it's not destroyed. It just makes two rocks. See? So yeah, when they destroyed the prayer rock, instead of destroying the Minosaur, it actually split it in half. Yeah, there's two of these overpowered Minosaurs running around, and oh yeah, these Minosaurs have the ability to negate the Ryusoulger's transformation. Because apparently they're driven by a desire or wish or whatever to destroy their enemies, or basically driven by desire, by effort or something like that. Yeah, basically the Minosaurs have the ability to negate their transformation, even without their transformations, since they were made from a rock. Well, their defenses are incredibly. Their defenses are out, or like top tier. And yeah, since they were born from an inanimate object and they draw their powers from wishes, the two Minosaurs just absorb the minus energy from everyone around them, and they both grow. And yeah, Wiseru states, yeah, so go ahead, try and destroy that stone again. You'll just end up creating more and more of these indestructible Minosaurs. And yeah, this is actually a pretty smart idea. Too bad they overcome it with BS. Yeah, basically they learned basically the Ryusoulgers figured out the way to get past their transformation negation is to remember the words of Yoda. There is no try, there is only do. So basically, while they were basically instead of trying to destroy their enemies, they say we're just gonna do it. Yeah, basically not make it, basically just altering their mindset so it's not that they're hoping to defeat them, that they will defeat them. Basically, it's some sort of, basically there is no try, there is only do. I'm guessing that's what they were trying to go with it, but with it being said, being in the context of the show with being from a prayer stone, it's muddled. It's a muddled Aesop. Woo. Oh, and yeah, this is basically. And during the giant fight, the two Minosaurs combined to do a giant version of itself. Since, maybe the Shrine Priestess tried to tape it back together with super glue or something like that. Well, okay, that's no, the Minosaurs just combine. So hey, take on a combiner with a combiner. So Camilo and Co. Combined. Tiramigo with Mosa Rex and Demo Volcano in order to create a new combination, Gigant Kishiryu, who has the powers of both fire and electricity. And with its finishing attack, it kind of actually reminds me more of the Kakure Grand Shogun or the Ninja Megazord, or whichever one you want. The one with the animal combiner mech from Kaku Ranger. Yeah, or the third season of Mighty Morphin. You know what I'm talking about. The one with the animals, the one the wolf and the ape. That one. There you go. I haven't seen all of Kaku Ranger yet. Need to get to that. It's on my shelf, so just gotta do it. A lot of those Shout Factory DVD sets I need to get through. So yeah, they managed to destroy the Minosaur, and they figured, hey, now you have two prayer stones. If you think that one of them's getting tired from hearing everyone's belly aching, just switch it out like a week or so. So there you go. Again, mostly just a filler episode and just introducing a brand new mech, and well, okay, starting to show a little bit more competency from Wiseru and the Druidon faction. So, oh yeah, and Camilo's reaction to a certain revelation about the Shrine Priestess in the end. I've been there, brother. that is the absolute perfect face of dejection right there. I'm not gonna say what, but just sorry, bud. We've all been there at some point. We will. Anyways, yeah. So once again, Zio is just spinning its wheels. Hopefully, it's just spinning its wheels until it finally crashes before the finish line, so we could get on to Kamen Rider 01 already. And yeah, it's being written by the same guy that wrote X8, so I have high hopes for it. And Ryusoulger, again, just a competent filler episode, so nothing to get all huffy and puffy about. Toodles!